What is going on, guys? We are back to the music grind with another discography ranking. Did I just say ranking? I meant to say ranking. Yeah. Alright, so I plan on making a few of these, so if I don't upload weekly, it's probably because I'm trying to get through in certain artists' discography to make these, and I like to listen to each album in someone's discog at least twice, so bear with me. If you want more, just be patient. I promise they're coming. But today we got Radiohead. Just finished up their discography yesterday, and it was pretty great. There were a couple duds, which we'll talk about, but yeah, let's just hop right in here. Coming in at the bottom, we got number 9, The King of Limbs. I would give this album a 5 out of 10. The thing with The King of Limbs is, it's just, there's not very many standout tracks on it. I mean, the only tracks I really return to are Lotus Flower and Codex, and those are near the bottom. It's also the shortest Radiohead project, coming in at only 8 songs. And it's still like 45 minutes or something. And you know, if you have 8 songs that are 45 minutes, there's going to be some pretty long songs on there that just go on for longer than they have to. And I think that's another problem I have with this album. But I do like the haunting ambience of Codex and Lotus Flower. So yeah. Next we got Pablo Honey coming in at number 8. I would give this a 6 out of 10, but a strong 6 out of 10, I think. I think this album is a little bit underrated because Radiohead fans just pretend like it's a piece of junk. So when I went into it, I was expecting some like really crappy stuff, but I actually quite enjoyed it. I mean, it just sounds like another alt-rock project from the 90s, but I'm okay with that because I really enjoy that sound. But with Pablo Honey, you're not going to really get any of the creative stuff that they did in the future. You could definitely tell they were still trying to find their sound, but there's some great tracks on there like You, Creep, Thinking About You. I enjoy all those songs a lot, and yeah, I mean, it's really not a bad album. People who say it's about a bad album are probably just like hipsters or something, but yeah, moving on. Number 7, we got Hail to the Thief, and I gave this a 7 out of 10. I do think this project is a little bit overrated. Like, if you look at Radiohead's discography, this is probably the least important album on there. Plus, it's sandwiched between Kid A and In Rainbows, which kind of just makes people overlook it. But it's not too bad. It's a good project. It kind of mixes the two albums I just talked about together. There's definitely some electronic influence from Kid A that leaked onto this project, which is cool, especially with the drum patterns. But I think the main problem Hail to the Thief has is that there's not really like a standout track or anything. It's kind of just a consistent project with no track that makes you say wow. But yeah, it's a good album. Coming in at 6, we got Amnesiac, which I would also give a 7 out of 10, and honestly, this is kind of interchangeable with Hail to the Thief. I almost put Hail to the Thief above it just because Amnesiac, like everyone says, it's just a bunch of Kid A leftovers, but since I'm such a big fan of Kid A, I was okay with that. It's certainly not as great or as genre-bending as Kid A was, but it's still an enjoyable album. I mean, I think Knives Out is one of Radiohead's best songs. Super dark and chilling, and Life in a Glass House is definitely up there as one of their best closers. So yeah, I can see why people call this album overrated. I mean, I understand if people don't like it very much. I think it's decent. Nothing like incredible or anything, but yeah, that's why it's in the middle of the pack here. Coming in at number 5, we got A Moon-Shaped Pool, and I gave this an 8 out of 10. A Moon-Shaped Pool is their latest album from back in 2016, and I would describe it as hauntingly beautiful. There's definitely an element of darkness there, but it's like super atmospheric too. I mean, as soon as you hear Burn the Witch, along with that title, you're like, what am I in for on this? Similar to Hail to the Thief though, I wouldn't say, other than Burn the Witch, there's really not a major standout track on here, but I do think it's a lot more consistent than Hail to the Thief is. It's really enjoyable, but like, I'm never going to return to A Moon-Shaped Pool and like listen to it casually. I don't think. I mean, most of Radiohead stuff, I don't think people really listen to it casually anyway. But Radiohead discography is pretty cool to go through just to like hear all the stuff they do, because it's super different than most of the stuff you hear in rock, especially nowadays. Controversially, at number 4, I put In Rainbows, giving it an 8.5 out of 10. I know like Radiohead super fans are like banging on their desks right now wanting to kill me because I have it so low. Like, bro, it's number 4, it's in the top half, and I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I like In Rainbows a lot. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. It has some of their saddest songs on it, like Reckoner and All I Need. All I Need sounds like it could have been from Kid A also. But Reckoner, I just love the hopelessness of it. I love the lushness of Nude. I like the groovy rhythm in 15 Step. It's just a really great project overall, and unlike the problems I had with their previous album, this is one of the ones I can sit down and enjoy at any time. I can listen to it casually, and there are standout tracks on it, plus it's consistent, so that's why I have it ranked so high. Number 3, I put The Benz, which I know is controversial, and I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. When I see most people rank Radiohead's albums, I see The Benz like towards the bottom, which I really don't get. I mean, it sounds like a prequel to OK Computer, which essentially it is. I can see why some people don't like it because they still kind of have the Pablo Honey sound going, but I think they refined it pretty well to do something different with the Benz. Planet Telex is an awesome opener. High and Dry is one of their biggest hits. Some may call it corny. I think it's a great song. Fake Plastic Trees is, Tom York said it himself, it's where he found himself as a songwriter, and you could definitely see it. Definitely some of the best lyrics he's ever produced. And My Iron Lung is just probably the best song on here, and top 10 Radiohead songs for me. I also want to give a shout out to Black Star, which I think is a really good track. But yeah, I can see why people say The Benz just sounds like another alt-rock album, but I think it's better than that. It deserves more recognition than just saying that. I mean, it doesn't sound that much different than OK Computer when you're really comparing them, in my opinion. Number 2, I put Kid A, and I gave it a 9 out of 10. Everything in Its Right Place is a perfect chilling opener, and I think no Radiohead fans expected this type of album when Kid A first came out. There's an element of hopelessness on How to Disappear Completely in Idiotique, and an element of beauty on Tree Fingers, the national anthem, and a bunch of other tracks on here. I think this is definitely their most creative album. Definitely their most cutting edge project. Kid A can just be talked about for forever. It's such an incredible album. It has a sound that I've never really heard in anything. If I had to pick one album that I could compare Kid A to, I might say Boards of Canada's Gio Gotti, just because it kind of has that same disturbing atmosphere. But they're still very different albums. And number 1, we of course have OK Computer, one of the most influential albums of all time. I go down this track list and there's just not a single miss on this thing. Airbag is an epic opener. Such a good riff on that. Paranoid Android has an awesome breakdown towards the end. Subterranean Homesick Alien is a fantastic track. The build-up of Exit Music is amazing. Let Down might be the saddest Radiohead song. Karma Police, everybody knows how good that track is, and I could just keep going and keep going. No Surprises, of course, also could be considered the saddest Radiohead song. It's one of my favorite Radiohead songs. But yeah, OK Computer redefined alternative rock at the time. It was just incredible. It still is incredible to this day. I mean, did I say I gave it a 9.5 out of 10? I gave it a 9.5 out of 10, by the way, since I forgot to say that. And now I don't remember my train of thought. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. If you're watching this, you've listened to OK Computer, you know how great it is. So yeah. But that's it. I don't know whose Discog I'm going to do next. I've already listened to the Strokes Discog, so I'm thinking about maybe doing that one next. Maybe Kid Cudi. We'll see. I don't know. I might do someone I haven't listened to yet fully, so we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of these or more of my content in general. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.